survivors. My name is Sim, and I'm a virtual consultant with Survivor to Victor Consulting. I provide online assistance to victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse, helping them to overcome the debilitating effects of narcissistic manipulation. Today, I'm coming to you from the great city of Guadalajara, Mexico, where I've come to check out the local scene, to relax and vacation, which is something that many Americans rarely do. Today I will discuss the harsh realities of living in the United States. We will explore the argument that America can be seen as a narcissistic and abusive place to live. I'll delve into aspects of U.S. culture, politics, and society that contribute to this perspective. The American dream, in many ways, has become a vehicle for narcissism. Social media is known to amplify this by encouraging people to present an idealized version of their lives. And the culture prioritizes personal branding over real, meaningful relationships. This contributes to the widespread loneliness epidemic and mental health issues like depression in the U.S. The United States is marked by extreme income inequality. The top 1% holds a significant portion of the country's wealth, while many Americans struggle in poverty due to lack of health care and job insecurity. This economic disparity reflects an abusive system that prioritizes the wealthy at the expense of the poor. This is supported by several systemic issues and practices, including economic policies, access to health care, labor practices, which includes hostile work environments, which I did a previous video on. You might want to check it out. Also, the income gap between the richest and poorest Americans has gotten wider over the last few years. The federal minimum wage, for instance, has not kept up with inflation, and the cost of living leaves many full-time workers living in poverty. Also, labor laws and protections have weakened over time, which makes it difficult for workers to receive better pay and working conditions. And this creates a cycle of poverty that's hard to escape. The lack of a social safety net, affordable health care, and access to education are forms of systemic abuse. This helps to perpetuate the inequality and limits opportunities for the poor, which can lead them to a sense of hopelessness. Political manipulation is another aspect to consider in the U.S. The political system is deeply polarized, and politicians often use fear and division to gain power. Political leaders like Donald Trump frequently exploit social issues to incite fear and division amongst the people. This manipulation is a form of psychological abuse and creates an environment of constant stress and anxiety. Additionally, things like voter suppression undermines the so-called democratic principles that America has claimed to have, and this causes a large segment of the population to feel voiceless. Finally, let's discuss racial and social injustice in America. Despite progress in civil rights, systemic racism and discrimination persist. Racial and social injustices are deeply rooted in American history and continue to affect marginalized communities. From police brutality situations like George Floyd to discriminatory housing and employment practices, these systemic issues inflict trauma and limit the opportunities for people of color. To me, as a survivor of harassment in many toxic work environments, this enduring inequality is a clear sign of an abusive societal structure. In conclusion, although the U.S. offers opportunities and freedoms, it's essential to recognize and address its narcissistic and abusive aspects. By understanding these issues, we can decide if living in the U.S. is the best alternative or if other alternatives are better for our peace of mind. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you know when my next video posts. Take care. Bye.